with the Marcellus Shale development, Pennsylvania, Allegheny County, and Pittsburgh will benefit from jobs, revenues, while providing energy for our country and a clean, healthy environment.
The rural Pennsylvania has been hurting for a long time, and not enough of our food dollars are going to farmers, and the farmers have been going out of business. So it's very tempting to sell your mineral rights and your land, but they don't know what they're doing now, and there's not enough people watching what they're doing now.
Our coalition and our members are employing state-of-the-art technologies and forward-thinking strategies to ensure that economic and environmental interests can move forward together. And we're doing all this with unprecedented transparency and unprecedented regulation. The Marcellus Shale Coalition is committed to getting this up.
Clearly, the shale gas industry has moved far too quickly for government agencies to fully recognize, understand, and account for the environmental risks.
I've personally worked in more than 70 countries, and I've seldom seen the economic engine that natural gas can create if controlled well in this state, this county, this city.
So I'm out here with my colleagues in the industry and trying to provide affordable energy for all of us in industry, and I just can't understand why people are so against it.
Flowback water contains additional toxins such as radium, strontium, barium, uranium, and additional heavy metals. The latest reports tell us of such toxins now reaching the very waters we rely on for drinking.
Gas companies say that frac fluid is 99% water, but that equates to 7,500 gallons of chemicals used for every well.
There are no commercially available means for testing for many of these compounds. How, therefore, can it be insisted that there are no cases of proven contamination if you cannot test both substances?
Water recycling is reducing the consumption of fresh water and greatly reducing the amount of disposed water. Produced water from active wells is being managed with the ultimate goal of zero liquid discharge.
Our third concern is the wastewater not returned to the surface for recycling. This situation is a much bigger mystery.
Water is the currency of the 21st century, with enormous economic implications of its own.
A recent study in Colorado concluded that smog-forming emissions from the oil and gas industries exceed emissions from motor vehicles for the entire state. Similar problems are also found in Texas, Wyoming, Colorado, where oil and gas extraction is prevalent.
Hydrofracturing is not a new technology. It's been used for over 50, 60 years. There's been over 1 million wells fracked around the world. In Pennsylvania, there's been 350,000 oil and gas wells drilled to date. Over 100,000 of those have been hydraulically fractured. And there's not one recorded history with all this fracking going on of where the frack waters have contaminated the groundwater table via the fracture procedure.
I've witnessed nothing but conscientious, responsible management of water.
Numbers from the state, from your DEP, not from me, not made up. Over 2.5 years, including 952 violations that had or were likely to have an impact on the environment. This does not include almost 1,500 citations and warnings for truck hauling wastewater. Again, possible contaminations.
I've worked all through Pennsylvania. I do high pressure fracking. I've sat on the iron when they fired the gun to frack this. I hear all these things. I work with 3 chemicals. I work with things equivalent to what's under your sink, which is true, castor oil, and things that you folks purify your water with in the city pools.
Most common violation was improper construction of pits that contain waste, toxic waste. This is with 2,000 wells drilled in the Marcellus, 2,000. And we're hoping We're really hoping on the industry side to take that to 40,000.
I've been working for it for a year. I love my job. My job makes 6 figures. I work with 18-year-olds that make $50,000 a year. It's a blessing. These college students, they come right out. These guys come right out of high school, work in the oil and gas field.
My brother works in the drilling industry. I seriously worry about his health and safety every day. He took me to the job sites, and I saw the proximity of these wells and containment tanks to homes and streams, and the carving of the land, the destruction of fertile farm soil. The sheer magnitude of the operation was stunning, and I really encourage you, if you get a chance, to go out and see one of these drills happening in the process. The sound, the traffic, it is overwhelming.
Not only do we have concerns for our public health, but also for volatile property values in the real estate market. In the past week, I've heard several young people voice concerns of staying in Pittsburgh and Allegheny County due to fracking.
FHA, HUD, GMAC, and most major banks and credit unions like Wells Fargo, First Place, Fidelity, First Liberty, and Bank of America all consider financing mortgages in neighborhoods where fracking has occurred as excessively risky.
Pennsylvania law permits wellheads much closer, within 200 feet of a home. In areas where leases have been signed but not yet drilled, prospective home buyers are wary.
Currently, we're sending about $1.5 billion of our money every day to nations that hate us for their oil. To protect these interests, thus far, over 6,000 young American men and women have died via Operations Iraqi Freedom and Freedom Europe. Nearly 300 of these men and women are Pennsylvanians. Yes, Pennsylvanians are dying, and many more have been injured over our country's energy needs, and it is not because of our developing natural gas resources. This can all change.
Now, like any industrial construction, the beginnings of a well can be busy, clanky, and dirty, soil dirty, earth dirty. But walking up Grouse in Somerset, Mercer, and other counties, I've seen that after drilling, gas wells blend with the land, and then they make money for years.
The ads by the industry present this idyllic picture of the farmers and landowners who have nothing but love for their range resources. They never show the actual fracking ponds, condensation tanks, ravaged access roads, 120 feet drilling rigs, flares, and man camps that become the next door neighbors.
Pennsylvanians are being manipulated by these forces through insightful media, internet blogs, and also nominated documentaries. There's very little factual basis in any of them. The benefits of natural gas are countless, and every person who is concerned about the environment should be pro-natural gas.
So far, the federal government and state authorities have proven themselves unwilling or unable to be effective regulators of this industry.
I am confident that the Pennsylvania DEP regulations will ensure the proper development of the Marcellus Shale.
Yet the industry is able to provide excessive campaign funds to our governor and state legislators and hundreds of local officials and seduce them with trips to the Super Bowl in their private jets. And then suddenly they come back and embrace the rapid expansion of unregulated industry.
Self-regulation by the gas industry is not reliable.
There's a lot of rural areas in Allegheny County where this is fine. There's a lot of city areas where this is not fine. You don't want to be drilling in Highland Park or downtown Pittsburgh, but Western Township or Robinson, some of these other areas, fast rural areas. This really isn't a one-shoe-fits-all. This isn't really a county decision. This is more of a municipal decision.
I'm an Orthodox Jew, but I know you're all Christians, and it's against the Bible to kill people, and this is killing people.
Thank you. I'm a regular Jew, and I agree.
But we need the energy now. So as far as I am concerned, it's drill, baby, drill.
Is it not my right and the right of every county resident to live a life without fear of our air and water giving us cancer?
In conclusion, the Global Warming Action Team of the Sierra Club urges you to not allow hydraulic fracturing in the county until these risks to our health and well-being can be eliminated.
And if we do this, we want the cash to stay here for us citizens. That's what we want.
So let's review the talking points. It's clean natural gas. The Marcellus is your natural resource. It means jobs, and it means energy independence. So we can all get rich. I know I will.
Sensationalism is not a good way to make decisions. No doubt how the work is done matters, and we all need to follow the rules. But why wouldn't we all welcome another industry like steel, auto, or aircraft manufacturing, or another economic engine? Well, that's what natural gas represents for this area.
Our region ranks close to the top for having the worst air quality in the country. We have 25 times the rate of respiratory disease, including asthma, as other countries. There's other cities, I'm sorry. We have a higher rate of cancer. 75% of the states in this country have a lower cancer rate than us. These are the impacts of an unregulated industry that we've sustained as a result of coal and steel. Let's not make the same mistake again.
I have to leave my kids this planet. I have to leave my kids a clean place to live.
It's really up to the people, us, what does happen, and I think a lot of people don't realize that it really is up to us. So, and the more you know, the more chances are that the good decisions will be made.
All my calves that was born for 2008, I had 8 live ones, 10 dead ones. 4 of them was blind, stillborn, and 1 had a cleft palate for 2008. And that's when they drank that water when they drilled up here on the top field.